All right, welcome back, guys, to your favorite YouTube channel. I am Gabe DeArmond, publisher of PowerMizzou.com. This is Choosing Wisely, presented by MasterTech Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. It is our weekly Friday college football pick show. I want to be clear, we do not encourage gambling on these games, and we certainly do not encourage you using our picks to guide your gambling on these games. But if gambling happens to be legal where you are and you want to use our picks on this show to guide you in your gambling, all risk is assumed by you, and we are responsible for absolutely nothing. We're just trying to entertain you here for 20 or 30 minutes every Friday afternoon. There's another thing you don't want to gamble on is your plumbing, your heating, or your cooling. To make sure you play it safe, call the MasterTech technicians, mighty nice people at MasterTech, at the coolest number on the planet, 777-7777. That is area code 573, where you can reach MasterTech. I have used them more than I care to admit or remember over the last few years, to be quite honest with you. And this week, every week we have a guest on the show, so this week we're going to prove to you that they're nice people, or at least we hope we are. I don't know. Joe Schmitter's job is going to be to try to be nice over the next 20 or 30 minutes. Joe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah, appreciate you joining us here. And before we get into picking college football games and everything, just kind of give you a chance to plug your own company and let people know kind of what you do over there, and appreciate you guys being partners with us.
Well, yeah, hey, we appreciate it. It's been a great opportunity for us to partner with Power Mizzou. Recently launched a new logo, new color scheme, new mascot, all that. As you mentioned, we handle plumbing, heating, and cooling. Have been serving our mid-Missouri neighbors for the past 30 years. It's been our pleasure and our honor, and we look forward to at least 30 more years.
And before we get into the picks, we do want to let you guys know that MasterTech is one of the companies that's actually kind of offering you guys some specials by watching this show. First of all season long, you set up a free visit with one of their comfort advisors. Again, number there, 777-7777. You set up a free visit with them, get a free quote on a new heating and cooling system. They're going to give you a $35 credit, good for future service work on your plumbing, heating, and cooling. That's even if you don't end up buying something right then based off that visit. Just do the visit, mention Power Mizzou, you're going to get a $35 credit. Also, through the end of September, you buy a new HVAC system that is both an air conditioner and a furnace, they're going to get you a $250 gift card from the grocery store of your choice, so you can get tailgating supplies for the season and a full year subscription to our site. That is a $350 value total. You do have to tell them that you heard about this on PowerMizzou.com, and you do have to do it by the end of September. Probably a good time to actually buy a new system with winter coming up. So, all right, Joe. Let's get to it, man. I set a high standard last week. Week 1, I went 7-2, so I'm never going to get better than that. But hopefully you will. So here we're going to start, and I accidentally just popped up the full slate of games, so I ruined a little bit of suspense, but I'm going to take some of those off the screen, and we're going to start with, personally, my favorite game to pick for obvious reasons. The mighty Kansas Jayhawks, who have not won more than 3 football games in a year since, I believe, 2008, are 26.5-point underdogs at Coastal Carolina. So, Joe, I'm just going to – you pick who you want, but I am going to say I don't think our audience will be huge fans of anyone picking Kansas for any reason during this show all year.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier we have new colors, teal and orange. So I'm feeling the teal, man. I'm picking the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers.
Yeah, there you go. Joe is going with Coastal Carolina, and this is a 2-part pick for me. Like, Coastal Carolina is actually a good football team. I watched them a couple times last year, and former Tiger Mike Badosky, his son, plays on the offensive line there. They're a good football team. And Kansas, I mean, that's pretty tough to be a 27-point underdog against a Sun Belt team. But I read that line to somebody earlier this week, and they said, that doesn't seem like enough. Like, Coastal should be favored by more. So I think that game's actually tonight. So a little Friday night viewing for you guys. All right, next up, look, there is a limited amount of time we can spend previewing Kansas and Coastal Carolina. But the next game, it should be like one of the best games of the weekend, but I'm not sure. It's Oregon at Ohio State in the Horseshoe. First game with fans in Columbus, Ohio, in I think I've read 677 days. Oregon maybe without its best defensive player, Kayvon Thibodeau. Joe, what do you like there, man?
Yeah, there's too much talent on Ohio State. I'm going to pick the Buckeyes. Oregon couldn't get any pressure on Fresno State's offense last week on the quarterback. No way they're going to do it this week against Ohio State's line.
Yeah, that Ohio State offensive line you mentioned, man, they are freak shows. Like, you just look at them and you think you're looking at like the Baltimore Ravens. And I watched that entire Ohio State-Minnesota game last week. Ohio State scored 6 touchdowns. The shortest touchdown was a 32-yard fumble recovery on which one of their defensive tackles outran most of Minnesota's offense. I mean, you look at that team and you watch them play and you just go, they don't make human beings that look like this. Across the board, I think Ohio State actually, even if Thibodeau plays, I think Ohio State blows Oregon out. I think it's like 41-17. And I think Ohio State has just a free ride to the at least to the Big Ten title game and maybe to the college football playoffs. So up next, and another one of the Missouri fans' favorite teams, Josh Heupel and the Fightin' Vols going to host the Pitt Panthers. And I believe Tennessee is a 3-point favorite in this game. I'm sorry, Tennessee is a 3-point underdog at home in this game to Pittsburgh. So I don't know. What do you think there, man? I think we might have our first difference of opinion here, but I don't know what you're picking.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I can't pick Tennessee for anything. I'm just too much of a Mizzou fan, and Heupel's offense. We've all seen what happens if they can't. If they go 3 and out, they're going to gas their defense. Pittsburgh's going to get pressure on the quarterback. I don't see a big challenge for them. I mean, it may be a close game, but I'll take the Panthers.
Okay, so yeah, we are going to have our first difference of opinion here. I think Tennessee getting points at home, like, I don't know, man. Pitt, they're fine, I guess, but I don't know that they're a team I think is good, and I don't think Tennessee's good either, really. Don't get me wrong. But I just think they're going to get it done at home. I think they win straight up. But I think at the very least they cover the 3 points. So I'm going Tennessee, and Joe, they might be asking you to host this show next week now, because I don't get the feeling that's going to be a real popular pick with the people that are watching this. So are you available next Friday if they want you full time?
Yeah, I think I'll stick with the marketing gig here.
I got you. All right. So the next one, it might be the best game in the country. It's got the worst nickname. I can't believe the people of Iowa could not come up with something better than the Cy-Hawk game for the games between the Cyclones and the Hawkeyes. But Iowa getting 4 points in Ames at Jack Trice Stadium. What do you think, man?
Yeah, rivalry game between top 10 teams this early in the season. You never know what's going to happen. But based on what I saw last week, Iowa's the one team that might have the line that can compete with Ohio State. So I'm going to pick the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I think, 4 points isn't much. I mean, weird things happen in this game. Honestly, Iowa and Iowa State, I'm not sure either one of them actually usually scores 4 points in a game, but I like Iowa. I picked them last week against Indiana, and they came through and they destroyed Indiana. I think I might pick Iowa if they were favored by 4 points in this game, but especially because they're getting the 4 points. I got to go Iowa here, no question. So we're agreeing on 3 and 4, 3 of 4. I hope eventually we disagree on something more, just so I don't have to root for Tennessee to win, for me to win the week. But all right, up next, man, game number 5, old Big 12 battle, I guess. Now neither team in the Big 12, as the Big 12 really has remade itself. A fantastic league they've got there, bringing in BYU and Central Florida and whoever else. Texas A&M favored by 17 points at Colorado. Joe, what do you know about these two teams, man?
Not a whole lot, but Texas A&M, it's just there's too much talent, too much beef on the lines. Colorado doesn't appear to have much that they can do on defense that would make A&M do the things that they're uncomfortable doing. So I'll take the Aggies.
Yeah, we're in lockstep, and I think last week Andrew Jones and I disagreed on a lot of games because I think there were a lot of good games. This week there are not nearly as many good games in college football, but I'm with you, and this to me is less of a Colorado or less of an A&M pick than a Colorado pick. Like I think it's entirely possible that Colorado sold its soul in 1990 for 5 downs to win a national title, and they'll just never be good in football again.
Yeah, Swords are right.
there you go, man. There you go. So we're both going Aggies on that one. Let's see, what do we got next? Okay, this is a good game. Like going back to the Southwest Conference days, Steve Sarkisian, Texas Longhorns, giving 7 in Fayetteville against Arkansas, and Sam Pittman and Barry Odom and all that. So if you refuse to pick Tennessee because you're a Mizzou fan, Joe, I'm not sure you can actually pick either team in this game.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. I thought about asking for to opt out on this one, but Arkansas might be the second most overrated team in the SEC behind LSU. So I'm going to pick Texas. I would probably pick Texas minus 26. I think they're going to blow the Hogs out.
Think they're going to blow them out, huh? I am a little surprised it's only 7. I'm kind of with you. Like, Arkansas's getting all this credit, but they're 4-7 since Sam Pittman came over. They beat Rice last week, but they were behind 17-14 in that game in the third quarter. And I'm with you. I think Texas is overrated. I just think they're not as overrated as Arkansas. So I guess in the lesser of two evils, I'm going Longhorns there. Speaking of overrated, this game should be a good game, but I think it's really not a very good game. Primetime ABC, Washington getting 6.5 at the Big House in Michigan.
Yeah, Washington lost to Montana. How's a Pac-12 team losing to a Big Sky team? That's like a SEC team losing to a Sun Belt team. I mean, it happens, but it shouldn't. Right. So I'm Michigan.
Yeah, I'm with you because this doesn't even say anything about what I think about Michigan. Like, I don't know that Michigan's any good, but they're better than Montana, I think, right?
All right.
Yeah, and I think Washington scored 7 points in that game, like you said. I mean, that's the worst loss in the country last week.
It's up there.
Yeah. So we're both going. We're both going Michigan. We agree on 6 of 7 games, man. I hope we can. Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to disagree on at least one that we've got left. I'm tipping my hand a little bit there, but we got 2 games left. All right, I could be wrong. I believe Utah at BYU is called the Holy War, but Utah getting 7 in Provo against BYU.
Yeah, I mean, you figure a home team is going to get 7 points anyway, so that would mean Utah is 14 points better than BYU. BYU hasn't beaten Utah in the last 12 years or so. I don't know. I'm going to go with BYU. I think that this is their time.
Well, I've got to admit, you sound like you've done more research on this game than I have. I like that stat, but we ended up in the same place. I would have picked whichever team was at home in this game, and because it's at BYU, I mean, not that Salt Lake to Provo is probably an incredibly difficult trip to make. I don't know, but yeah, I'm going with BYU at home. I don't know a whole lot about Utah. I don't know a whole lot about BYU either, except Zach Wilson's not there anymore. But I'm just relying on home field advantage in Provo going to BYU. So all right, the last one every week. The last game is the Mizzou game, and we'll try to spend maybe a little bit more time on this one than we do some of the other ones. Theoretically, hopefully, we both know a little bit more about Mizzou than we know about some of these other teams. Mizzou getting 5 in Lexington, 6:30 Saturday night. What do you say, man?
I got to pick Mizzou. I can't go with Kentucky. Should be a close game based on the recent history of these two teams. Something tells me that Coach Drinkwitz was playing a few mind games, talking down the team that they weren't prepared or weren't ready to go on the road against a quality team. Yeah, Kentucky's got some talent, but I think our defensive secondary showed, especially in the second half, that they can shut down the receiving corps. Linebackers of Mizzou have got to do a better job stopping the run, not get caught in the wash. And then both sides of the line have got to do better. That's going to be the real key to the game, I think. Yeah. But just like last year, I think Drinkwitz has the number of Kentucky, and he'll figure out a plan and figure out somebody besides, because everybody knows they're going to focus on Beatty. So who's going to step up and shine? So I'll pick Towski Dove and Chance Cooper were the two guys that I think will step up this week.
Okay, so all right. Now you got to be honest with me here, Joe. Is that a head pick or is that a heart pick, or is it both?
Probably more heart pick, but I think that I can make the rational case.
Yeah.
Just based on the teams last year, what they've each added. Mizzou's got some experience now after the first game. They've seen what they did well, what they didn't. The coaches know more about their team and what they're going to do in a real game situation. And I think they'll make the necessary corrections.
All right. So, look, it would be maybe smart business for me. Joe, you're the marketing guy. I should pick Mizzou on this show every week, shouldn't I?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I should. I don't know. I got to go with what I think, and what I think is that Kentucky wins this game by about 10 points, because if we look at all the things, they have a little bit more talent, just looking at recruiting over the last 4 or 5 years. They have more experience. They're at home. It's at night. Their fans get to be there for the first time in 2 years. All the intangibles in this game, if you didn't have an emotional investment in this game, you're picking Kentucky. And you said something that the only thing that actually worries me about Mizzou from last week is that they played a MAC football team, and I think at best they came out even on the line of scrimmage, right? On both sides of the football. I think, I'm not sure Central Michigan was better on the line of scrimmage, but I don't think Missouri was necessarily better. So that worries me going up against a Kentucky team that has kind of made its bones the last few years on the line of scrimmage. Particularly Kentucky's offensive line working against Missouri's defensive front. It's not going to shock me if Missouri wins this game. I could see it, but I think it's going to be a game in the fourth quarter. I think Missouri would have a chance in the fourth quarter, but I just trust – I think Kentucky makes one more play, and I'm picking Kentucky something like 37-26 in this game. Look, for business purposes, I'd love to be wrong, but, I'm way too honest, Joe. I can't lie to people, man.
That's what they say. Building trust is telling people the truth, not what they want to hear, right? So, just too much of a homer. I got to pick Mizzou. It should be a great game. Looking forward to it.
That's fair enough, man. So let's run through these real quick. I want to put this back up on the screen. We both picked Coastal Carolina, Ohio State, Iowa, A&M, Texas, Michigan, and BYU. So it comes down to Tennessee and Pittsburgh. I've got Tennessee. You've got Pitt, favored by 3 in Knoxville. And Mizzou, Kentucky. You got Mizzou. I got Kentucky. So I don't know, man. I'm feeling 9-0 on my end, but I'm feeling a good solid 7-2 week on your end. So that would be very impressive. You would still make the people a lot of money.
Well, just let the record show who picked Kentucky and Tennessee.
Yeah, maybe not the best move on my part.
No.
Few of my viewers may have an extra $9.95 a month that they should clearly go spend at MasterTech if those funds become available. So, and I do want to. Can you explain real quick, Joe? And I'll read those 2 special offers again after we let you go. But these 2 special offers, like, is it as simple as, hey, these guys call MasterTech and just they mention the site name, or how exactly does that work?
Yeah, just call up and you schedule an appointment with our comfort advisor to come out. He'll give you a free quote or options on a new HVAC system, which includes both the heating and cooling system, and then he'll give you a coupon for a good $35 credit for your future repair work on heating, cooling, or plumbing, whatever you might happen to need. So yeah, it's just simple as call up and making that appointment.
Perfect.
Michigan
And
Power Mizzou.
I mean, really, I wish you guys could have gotten a phone number that was a little easier to remember, but I guess just keep pressing 7 on your phone till it rings.
Yeah, exactly. 777-7777. Coolest number on the planet.
There you go, man. That's awesome, Joe. I appreciate you joining us. Appreciate MasterTech being partners, and I know you got stuff to do, so we're gonna let you run while I finish up here. But best of luck, man. And look, we're publicly keeping track of all these, so if you beat me, you're gonna have bragging rights. But if you don't, I'm gonna remind you of it a few times.
Sounds good. Thanks very much. Go MIZ.
All right. Thanks a lot. Joe Schmitter from MasterTech joining us this week on the Pick Show. He is our special guest picker, was our special guest picker anyway, and appreciate him doing that. And really do appreciate MasterTech, Master Technicians, and mighty nice people. Again, I want to let you guys know what those 2 special offers are. First of all, if you just call and you set up a free visit with MasterTech, with one of their comfort advisors, all you have to do is call and say, hey, I want you to come out here, give me a free quote on a new heating and cooling system. If they show up and they do that, they're going to give you a $35 credit for future service work on plumbing, heating, or cooling. You can, all you have to do is set up the appointment and tell them, hey, I heard about this on PowerMizzou.com. Now, the second offer is a great offer. And look, I know nobody goes into any week thinking, hey, I really want to buy a new furnace and air conditioner, right? But sometimes you just find yourself in that situation that you need one. If you do need one, you call MasterTech, you purchase a new HVAC system from them by the end of September. They're going to give you a $250 gift card to the grocery store of your choice, as well as a full year subscription to PowerMizzou.com. So you're going to get $350 right back in your pocket from buying a new HVAC system from MasterTech day one. There's the number, 573-777-7777. I think I had too many sevens there. It's a lot of sevens. You can find them online at mastertechphc.com. They offer service agreements to protect your home's vital plumbing, heating, and cooling systems. For a small monthly payment, you can get a 10% discount, many other benefits, which we all listed there. So, look, I want to show you guys one more time the picks, man. Kansas, Coastal Carolina tonight. We had to show it just because Kansas getting 4 touchdowns at Coastal Carolina is something else. Again, Joe and I are going to come down to Kentucky Mizzou and Tennessee Pitt. Those are the 2 we differ on. We agree on 7, so we'll be watching those games closely. We keep track of these picks all year long. I've got a 2-game lead on the guests right now. I have a feeling I will give that up very shortly, but appreciate you guys being here. Missouri and Kentucky at 6:30 on Saturday night, which means we'll go live with the Colin Gentry pregame show at 5 o'clock Central. Then we'll let you watch the game, and we'll come back on the post-game drink when it's over, well into the nighttime hours, probably well after midnight on Saturday night. So thanks for watching us all week. Thanks to Joe Schmitter and MasterTech for being a part of this show, and we will catch you later.